Following a string of mass shootings in schools throughout the country, the government decided to come up with a commission to find solutions to preventing these shootings in the future. Now, Betsy DeVos is the education secretary and she is a part of this commission. And recently she was sharing with the Senate what this commission is thinking about doing moving forward. And unfortunately, what they're considering is disastrous. Let me first tell you that this commission is made up of Attorney General Jeff Sessions, Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar, and Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen.
Hence useless.
Yes, pretty much. And you will get a sense of that in the next video where DeVos is speaking to Senator Patrick Leahy.
Will your commission look at the role of firearms as it relates to gun violence in our schools?
Thanks, Senator, for that question. And it is an honor to serve and to lead this commission. That is not part of the commission's charge per se.
I see. So you're studying gun violence, but not considering the role of guns.
We're actually studying school safety and how we can ensure our students are safe at school.
Okay. So this is a commission that is supposed to respond directly to a string of mass shootings that are happening throughout the country on campuses, but they will not address the issue of guns. And a spokesperson for the federal government, for this commission, made the argument that, gun control really needs to happen on a congressional level. But one of the things that they're considering is arming teachers. That is one of the considerations of responding to these mass shootings. Okay, so it's okay to bypass Congress and make those types of proposals, but you're not able to take any action when it comes to gun control. Then you're useless. There's really no point in having this commission.
And the mainstream media says we're supposed to be neutral to this. No, that's why we're home of progressives, okay? Because we're not gonna sugarcoat it for you. That's preposterous, and they do it because of corruption, period. End of story. I was on a radio show today and there was a Democrat who was outraged when I talked about corruption. Why do you think is there an epidemic of pencil attacks in school? She says, no, it's about school safety. Is there an epidemic of eraser crimes in school? Are people hitting each other with books so hard that it's become a problem? Is that why? No, there's an epidemic of people bringing in guns to school and massacring students one after another. And these guys go, oh no, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you. And Trump says it and all these Republicans say it and Betsy DeVos, oh, we're gonna study school safety, but we're gonna look at video games and not guns.
Yeah, so
No, that means you are corrupt. You take money from the NRA and you try to cover up for their crimes. That's what you do.
So let's get into what their proposals are so far. Okay, let's go to graphic 67. The commission is slated to examine rating systems for video games, the consumption of violent entertainment, and the effects of news media coverage of mass shootings. Okay, so let's stop right there. I mean, so basically they put together a commission to continue the assault and the attacks on media that cover the news in a way that is critical of them and in a way that they don't like. That's what they're gonna focus on, because that's really gonna keep the students safe. By the way, in their first meeting, they actually spoke to students from Parkland, Florida. What was the point of that? The students from Parkland, Florida want gun control. If you're just gonna ignore them, why waste their time and inconvenience them with having a conversation? You obviously don't really care what they have to say.
To be fair, Anna, they might have been asking them, well, so what did you get shot with? Oh, I got shot with a gun. Oh, no, we don't wanna hear that. What did you get shot with? Maybe they were looking for one of them to say, oh, I got shot by a chalkboard or an eraser or something along those lines, right? So look at how stupid this is. They're like, no, the problem isn't the school shootings. The problem is that the news covers the school shootings.
No, exactly. And by the way, other countries also have violent entertainment. Other countries also have violent video games.
First of all,
other countries do not have the rate of mass shootings that we have here in the United States. So go ahead and waste your time examining entertainment and video games. It's not gonna solve the problem. It's just gonna waste more of our resources in helping you find excuses so you don't have to focus on something that actually matters. By the way, TYT Investigates found that Betsy DeVos has a pretty huge stake in a company that makes parts for military-grade guns, weapons, and I'll get to the details of that.
By the way, her
brother
brother is Eric Prince, who runs a private mercenary army. So they're in the weapons business in that sense.
Yeah.
So unsurprisingly, she's decided we're not going to talk about the relevant issue. You know what violent entertainment the rest of the world watches? Ours, our movies. So are they going to then come out with a hearing saying, you know what, the Clint Eastwood movies, all those Westerners where Clint Eastwood is shooting everybody, that's the violent entertainment that's causing this? No. My guess is they're going to come out and say it's the rap. It's the gangster rap that's causing this, because they did it before. I'm guessing that based on history. That's, like, how do we find a way to blame black people? Oh, they're disgusting. So does Japan and Europe also have video games? I'm pretty sure they do, right? So Jeanne Shaheen, a senator from New Hampshire, made a great point. She said the group of 7, that's the other advanced countries, economically advanced, Canada, Europe, France, Germany, etc. Our rate of school shootings is 57 times their rate. So they all have violent video games. They all have violent movies. Okay, we had 288 American school shootings. In the same time, they had 2 in Canada, 2 in France, 1 in Germany, 0 in Japan, 0 in Italy, and 0 in Britain. The difference is not video games, it's the guns. Those countries have very strict gun control. In fact, the ones that have the strictest are Japan and Britain, where they don't have any school shootings, whereas we had 288 in the same period of time. These Republicans are liars. They lie on purpose, and then your mainstream media lies to you and says, well, they have an honest disagreement. Well, you know, they have a principle.
There's no honesty.
There is no honesty here. It's just corruption. They're all making money from guns. So this is total 1984. No, look away from the guns. It's everything but the guns. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below. Then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.